civics, politics, and law affect you. Discover how government impacts your daily life from the federal level all the way down to your local city. Each week, I'll share my key takeaways and teaching moments on crucial civics concepts to help understand what is happening in the current political environment. That's Politics Matters with Bruce Cloudflight, Sundays at 5 p.m. or anytime on your favorite podcast app.
The place for warm weather fun is the Park Tavern. Not only does Park Tavern have delicious food, not only does it have Minnesota's best bowling lanes, but with the warm weather, it's time to enjoy Park Tavern's dog-friendly patio. Starting May 23rd, live music will be on the patio on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Reservations for groups of 8 or more are highly recommended, and the Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces for small and large groups with no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park, celebrate the warmth this spring with the Park Tavern.
Hi, this is Frank Brown of Minuteman Press Uptown with a question for our listeners. How important are business values to you? When you need high-quality digital print, it matters who you work with. You see, Minuteman Uptown is unique. We're one of the only union print shops in Minnesota providing our team with living wages and benefits. We believe in second chances for justice-impacted individuals who want to contribute to the community, and we are active in local issues. We've been in the streets standing up for racial, social, and economic justice. At Minuteman Uptown, our mission is to connect all communities through technology-driven print solutions. An example of that mission is when I moved Minuteman Uptown to North Minneapolis. We're invested in this local community, and we help small businesses and local organizations throughout the Twin Cities reach their audiences. Reach out to Minuteman Uptown and partner with a printer that shares your values. Call us today at 612-870-0777 or visit us at mpuptown.com. That's mpuptown.com.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Showers and storms possible tonight with a low of 66. Tuesday, more showers and storms possible with a high of 80. The annual sale at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces continues through the end of July. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has been finding a place for fire in your life since 1977. Check out their showroom in Minneapolis at Franklin and Riverside or visit woodlandstoves.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hit me cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. And I'm your host, Robert Pilot. And hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events. And as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Daga. This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Wow, a lot going on, Haley. And I just so happen to have, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a Kamala, Kamala Harris doll here that we've had for a while here since she's been vice president.
Oh, wow,
and,
cool.
Yeah, you know, she wins and you might get that for Christmas.
Ooh, I mean, I wouldn't be upset about that. That's so funny. Gaga used to give me Native American Barbie dolls whenever those would come out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them though.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, not really. But yeah,
skirts and all that.
No.
I just got the Barbie doll from Man Killer that came out just recently.
Yeah.
One of the first Native American leaders, like presidents of her tribe, and she was a force to be reckoned with. And what a great thing Mattel did by putting a Barbie of her out just recently.
Yeah, that one was really cool. I remember that. Big weekend, lots of stuff going on. What did you do this weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Uh, let's see. What did we do, Wendy, this weekend?
Clean your house?
No, I should be finishing up cleaning my house. But I don't know. We just kind of hung out.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's chill.
we were talking about it, doing a few things.
You went
Right.
to Owamni.
Yeah, we went to
Owamni's thing.
Owamni's third year anniversary, which was really cool. Sean Sherman, the sous chef, he was had his 3-year party going on,
Mhm.
and then shortly after that, and then on Sunday, I think Wendy and I were just chilling out, and then I saw on the news pop up that Joe Biden was out of the race, and then shortly
Yeah.
thereafter, he supported his vice president as the next president. So,
Mhm.
at first it was a little shocking in a good way, and a lot of things are going through our minds here in our
Right.
house. But what happened was in 24 hours or less than 24 hours, she had $50 million brought to
Yeah.
her and support. And so that tells us a lot. And it was funny.
Mhm.
I listen to TikTok when I go for my walk. And last night it was all but positive things that I saw on TikTok were really
Yeah.
uplifting to hear and listen.
Likewise. Yeah, I think this was a really smart move on President Joe Biden's part. I think, kind of sacrificing himself for his country and stepping aside, getting some young leader in here, and a great woman like Kamala, I think, is great for this role. And I think it just shows too, like Donald Trump, he sacrifices his country for himself, and Joe Biden sacrificed himself for the country. So I think, it's pretty real.
Well, is that how you feel as a young person? That's a
I
really
do.
good, I think it's gotten a lot of people fired up
Yeah,
in a
I
good
think.
way.
Yeah, in a good way. I think, I will be honest, I voted uncommitted for Joe Biden in the earlier election. Just, everything going on with funding a genocide. I think us as Native Americans know a little bit too well of that history, and that made it hard for me. But I'm fully with her. I am with Kamala Harris, and I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and as you know, I'll be at the DNC for at least few of the days.
That's
Uh,
right.
and I like
Yeah.
what our friend Angela Vig from Vig Guitars says there. Can you imagine finally saying "Madam President"? And we
Yes.
did have soon to be Madam President's husband on our show, and now I think it'll probably be harder to get him on.
Oh, yeah, 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 Doug Emhoff, I believe, yeah. First gentleman or
Yes,
second gentleman, yeah.
definitely.
Well, speaking of guitars, I was very lucky enough to attend the first ever Minnesota Yacht Club Music Festival
Yeah,
right
how was that?
here in the great city of St. Paul over the weekend. That took place on Friday and Saturday. And this is a really cool fact I wanted to bring up and share today on Native Roots Radio. So, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the classic party grunge band from the 90s. The front man and lead vocalist, Anthony Kiedis, is Mohican by way of his grandmother. And he actually grew up mostly in
What?
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, did you
I
know
had
that?
no idea.
Yeah, Angie here knew that. She says yeah as well. So the primary Mohican reservation is in Wisconsin, where most of the original Mohican people's descendants live currently, and there are roughly 1,500 tribal members today in Stockbridge Munsee Mohican tribe, and the reservation includes 40,000 acres. Our Ho-Chunk sister Arvina Martin she has Stockbridge Munsee blood in her family too. Some people I know have mistaken the Red Hot Chili Peppers frontman as Haida because of his large back tattoo of that Haida Thunderbird. And
Oh,
in 2007, he actually interviewed with People, and he said that his Native American heritage helped inspire the name of his daughter, Everly Bear.
what
Isn't that
the
cool?
heck?
I know.
That's amazing. I did not know that. And here I thought you were going to say Flea was Native American.
No, I made sure I got the name right this
Yeah.
time.
Hey,
I was
did
like, I
he
know one of them is, but I didn't know.
did he play his trumpet? Because I know
Someone
he's
did. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Flea played trumpet. I mean, he has a good sound, but it was, nothing accomplished. But I've seen some live videos of him playing trumpet, and I'm going, oh my God.
Sure. Yeah. I know he definitely sang a song on his own. It was pretty cool. He talked about like women's rights. Alanis Morissette was one of the headliner, and she had all these women's rights and statistics up on the big screen as she was performing. It was really cool. And then I also learned this. So Chad Smith, who is the drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the one who looks just like Will Ferrell. I don't know. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. They've had a drum off on one of those late night shows. It was pretty funny. They both dressed up the same way.
I did
But
see
I
that.
do
That was funny.
regress.
Yeah. Did you know he grew up in Richfield, and he was born in St. Paul?
What?
Yeah, that's what he said at the end of the concert.
I can't believe this. This is crazy. That's a Native American lead singer, and now the drummer for the band who's brought up in Richfield. Jeez.
Yeah, from Minnesota.
I feel proud to be a Minnesotan, Wendy.
Yes, as you should be.
True, Wendy. Wendy's from New York.
Yes, she is.
I just read on a statistic that they were ranking the states where is it the best place to raise your children, and Minnesota was like in the top 5.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah, definitely. Well, Wendy, now that we got you on, we're going to have Dr. Stately on in the next segment. But now that we got you on and situated here, you look very nice, by the way.
thank you. I still have to plug in my power, but I'm good. I have enough power for now.
Well, hey, I know we got a minute here until break. I want to quickly shout out the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center in Minneapolis. Today, they're hosting a women gathering in good intention at 7 p.m. MIWRC will be providing a space and meal for Native women in our community seeking connection to each other. Those that wish to be together to have a space of belonging and support for your journey to yourself. This space is for you. There'll be food, visits, and a full moon ceremony. You just need to show up. So I look forward to seeing you there tonight at 7 p.m. That address is 2300 15th Avenue South, Minneapolis.
Wow, there you go, Haley. Good read there. Great work that they do. And we always are happy to have Ruth Buffalo on Tuesdays, the CEO and of that great organization.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, hey, up next, we got Dr. Stately, Wendy, Haley, and I, and we're going to be firing up on the new president that's going to come out here. You're listening to Native Roots Radio.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Bonjour, hello. My name is Wabin. I am an enrolled member of the White Earth Nation, descendant of the Navajo Nation, and co-chair of the Indigenous Employee Resource Group with the Minnesota Department of Transportation. MnDOT is hiring for a variety of positions from road maintenance to accounting and more. We offer great benefits. For more information or to set up a one-on-one resume and application assistance, visit mn.gov/careers, or you can text or call 612-257-2388. 612-257-2388.
Dr. Stefano Sinacropi, an orthopedic spine surgeon and wellness evangelist, hosting the brand new Recharging the Human Battery show on AM 950 radio. My co-host Mandy Dickey and I will delve into various health topics ranging from medicine to nutrition to exercise, emerging technologies, and yes, some way out there stuff. Will provide a balanced view of today's landscape, helping listeners navigate its complexities and hoping to change the way you think about your health. Recharging the Human Battery airs Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Attention transit customers. On Saturday, June 15th, Metro Transit will make changes to transit service within your community. As we do each quarter, we review our resources and ridership trends. These service changes continue our ongoing work to best serve customers throughout our system with our given resources. A summary of the upcoming service changes and a preview of the updated schedules are available now at metrotransit.org. Again, that's at metrotransit.org.
Annie, and I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio Presents, and this is Robert Pilot.
The show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, we're here with our special guest, Dr. Stately, President and Executive Officer of Native American Community Clinic here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. And I feel like, Wendy, it's a kind of a reunion show here. We all are on for the first time in a really long time.
Well, I haven't been on for a long time with Dr. Stately, so this is great.
Look at Wendy's already Dr. Stately. Look at she's.
I can see that. She's got a Kamala Harris.
It's an action figure.
Action figure? Oh, okay. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at the arm
Like to shake your hand.
Nice, nice.
Exactly.
Is she left-handed? You know?
Looks like
I don't know if she is in real
it
life
looks
or
like
not.
it. Well, Dr. Stately, we got the governor and lieutenant governor of this great state of Minnesota endorsing Kalma, and we're waiting for your endorsement now.
Oh, really? Do I get to endorse? Yeah. I think that she is the right candidate for sure. I mean, she is a strong, strong leader. I think it would be quite remarkable and quite amazing to have first African American female president. Like, what an amazing accomplishment. I had to do my little thing where I they send me, I don't know, but how you are, but like I seem to get a text message every 25 minutes or so asking me for money for the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've answered them actually with like not clicking that little thing that they tell you, like click here to.
Yeah.
So I send them back a text message and say, I already gave you money. I gave you lots of money yesterday. I gave you money earlier in the week, and stop asking me for money, and they still don't do it. So, but yeah. I'm like, I'm already signed up for monthly contributions. Leave me alone. Oh, just kidding. But I did my little poll. They send you a little poll, like, should Kamala be the? And I was like, of course. Like, she's like, I just think it's anyway. The whole last couple of weeks of the entire political landscape have been like theater. Just, I mean, you can't like. This is like a Shakespearean play set in modern day times. Like, you cannot make it more like just filled with pregnant with drama and just anyway, it's just really interesting to me. And like, there was a moment this weekend where I just had to shut off the radio because I could not listen to the radio station we don't talk about on the air, that one. Right. I just was like, I cannot listen to this anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mind. I need a moment of peace where I'm not listening about the orange one in his ear and a few other things. And I just like I don't have the bandwidth anymore. And I'm probably one of those people that they talk about already that's kind of like made up their mind. There's really nothing that's going to shift me away from like being, a Democratic supporter. I think I'm one of those people that has actually like sat down and read through not the entire 2025 plan, but I've read through a lot of it, the high level things, and it's frightening and scary what they're talking about, and it's like, and I was listening to NPR the other day, and they're like, they were talking about, it was right after the whole thing where Joe Biden, President Biden, had like announced he was going to, drop out of the campaign, which I think was a good choice, on his behalf. I think the challenge that I had with things in the weeks leading up to that is like all of the pressure he was under by his own sort of party to sort of drop out. It's like,
and mass media. Mass media.
And mass media is just like, yeah, I think it was really the mass media that sort of kind of pressured that. But I think the other thing is just like, it is, I mean, it is time for us to listen to like the, quote unquote, the masses, the majority of the people in the United States. Not me, but majority of them are purportedly not happy with either candidate. So I think he did the responsible thing. Like if I'm not that well liked and I'm not likely to be able to carry the ball all the way to the finish line, I have to drop out and give it to somebody who can get us there. And she's a strong candidate. She's got a really strong record of doing some really amazing things as a senator, and as an AG, I think before that, and she's done some, she's done some things. They're going to get dirty though here soon. I think if they haven't already started to, right? The Republicans.
Oh yeah.
As they are wont to do, right? So they're going to do all kinds of things. And, I happen to think that the only thing more frightening and scary than Donald Trump is JD Vance, right? Because Donald Trump is really only 3 years older than Biden, or 3 years younger than Biden, and he's not necessarily going to make it all the way to the end of his presidency either. I don't think there's any necessarily any what do you call it, guarantee that he would make it necessarily all 4 years. And if JD Vance became president, that would be like a horrible thing. That man is like a train wreck. He's like, he's first of all, he has no backbone. He bows to just about anybody who's going to give him attention. Which is like Trump, but anyway, at least Trump he's older. He has a little bit of wisdom, not a lot, but a little bit more. JD Vance is just a big, huge loudmouth making, spouting off, his ridiculous ideology.
Well, if mainstream media doesn't start talking about Trump's age, being 78, the orange one, then we already know that it's been slanted here. I mean, we talk about this over the years, Wendy, and the 30-year attack on Hillary Clinton by the mainstream media that's supposed to be liberal, which I don't.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, present company excluded. Or maybe not excluded, you're put into a parking lot for a brief moment as we talk about this. So the media's job is to create sensation and to create and to manufacture interest in the things that they're talking about, right? Because they don't make their money off the news, they make their money off of commercials. That's how they make their money, right?
Yep.
And clicking, yeah, right. Lots of clicking, like ooh, click, 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 click. That's how they make their money. And so, how do you do that? You get salacious and you get really like kind of like you stretch, sometimes bend the truth a little bit to kind of make that happen in some ways. I was a journalism student when I was in undergrad at McAllister. I know a little bit about journalism was different in the 1980s when I was in college. So things are really much different now. So I think that that's part of it, is that, they're doing what they're doing, which is trying to survive by spinning things out of control and, whipping them up and making them sound more problematic and salacious than they actually are. No one's talking about, all of the, the conspiracy theories that Trump planned his own, attempted assassination.
I know.
I had multiple relatives tell me like, "Oh, that poor guy who had to give his life as the shooter because he was only 20 years old and he's kind of stupid." And they said, these are all the narratives you're hearing out there. Like people like, "Oh, just nick my ear," and then like they fail to tell him they're going to shoot him like right after he does it. I mean, there's these crazy stories. People are just nuts. I think, I swear to God. So I'm more concerned about the fact that we will have an intelligent electorate electing a president. I sure hope, like people, half of them forget that it's the day to vote, and they vote on like Wednesday instead of Tuesday.
Yeah, I've seen those conspiracy theories, and well, it's the
memes, by the way, are great. The memes are wonderful. They are just pure entertainment. Pure entertainment.
Well, he was walking around for a half hour, with binoculars, figuring out how far the shot was, and going up on the building, and people were just
yeah.
keep an eye on him. Maybe we'll have to shoot him later.
Yeah, like, oh, is he like, yeah, I think he might have went like this to check the wind before he did it. Like, anyway, it's like, and didn't he have like a sharpshooter gun or something like that too? It's like, anyway, the whole thing just is like ridiculous. It's like, and then like, you know, the whole conversation around the whole entire thing is just like, I got to the point, I think, around just about Sunday morning NPR, listening to like waiting for Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which got circa, what is it called? Preempted. My most favorite thing to listen to on NPR. Because it's just entertaining. But the problem with it was like I was just like, okay, I've had enough. I've had the course. I can't do this anymore, and it's not going to shift and change anything about like how I feel. I know the man is crazy. He's already tried to, try to overthrow the government one time already. He's,
Wanted
the
his
amount of
vice
the amount,
president murdered.
yeah,
He wanted his first vice president murdered. So good luck, JD.
yeah, it's like good luck, JD. It's like, he's willing to blow his own ear off and do a few other things. Like, this man is
Put
nuts.
my pillow on his ear. That was pretty cool. When in
Did you
my
see the
pillow.
meme where everybody's like watching the convention and they all have like, Tampaxes attached to their ears?
Yeah, I love it. Well, I hope
I think that's my favorite one. That's my favorite, by the way.
Well, hey, Wendy, we're here with Dr. Stately, and we're having some fun here talking politics. This is awesome. Hey,
You have to laugh, otherwise you're going to cry, quite frankly.
Well,
True.
we'll cry at the commercial break here. We'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Attention transit customers. On Saturday, June 15th, Metro Transit will make changes to transit service within your community. As we do each quarter, we review our resources and ridership trends. These service changes continue our ongoing work to best serve customers throughout our system with our given resources. A summary of the upcoming service changes and a preview of the updated schedules are available now at metrotransit.org. Again, that's at metrotransit.org.
Are you remote workers putting your company at risk? Not sure what steps to take to secure your data? Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide with the 5 steps to securely work from home. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hey, it's Patrick. The month of July is National Carpet Cleaning Month, and because of that, and because it's the month of the 4th, Zero Res is offering 3 rooms, Zero Resified, starting at just $129, and get a 4th room free. Carpets, tiles, rugs, upholstery, basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. Might be wrapping up from graduation season or getting ready to host those summer barbecues, to make sure the inside of your house is Zero Res clean. Zero Res is a 4.9 rating with over 18,000 reviews, and the Zero Res 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee makes it easy to get what you pay for. Schedule your appointment today at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Again, this month, that's 3 rooms, 0 resified, starting at just $129 and get a 4th room free. Backward or forward spells the same, 0 res.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. Even though Auto Technical is a small nonprofit, we have helped more families with transportation than any organization in Minnesota. Since '94, we have reconditioned donated vehicles so they have a higher tax benefit. Call Richard at 612-919-5526, 612-919-5526, or autotech.org.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Showers and storms possible tonight with a low of 66. Tuesday, more showers and storms possible with a high of 80. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lindale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by native-owned J.S. Bean Factory off Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. Only the good stuff keeps us awake.
I am awake. How about you, Wendy? We love that Steve's Dark Blend.
Barely awake.
She needs some of that coffee.
I do. We get Robert the double X, triple X.
Yeah, Steve's
Triple
Dark
X.
Blend.
Yeah, it's really
I think the darkest the blend, so the lighter the blend, the stronger the coffee. Even though I like the taste.
More caffeine that's in it.
Oh.
I think it depends on what you define as strength.
Oh, okay. Call in and tell us what strength is at 952. No, I'm just kidding. So, Dr. Stately, we are here excited to
I'm
talk.
going through all the vetting of the vice presidents or her running mate.
Well, you know what would be interesting too is I heard a report this morning, but it's just wishful thinking on my part. But I would have loved to have Uncle Bernie join in on this.
He's older than Biden, isn't he? Or they're kind of in the same age range.
He sounds a lot more coherent. Talk.
Yeah, true. But I think the other thing, so one of the things that really kind of bothers me about this national narrative that we're hearing now, and especially the stuff that the Republicans are saying, like, this whole and Tom Emmer, what a fool, this man. I mean, he's from Minnesota, but what a fool. He has to open up his mouth and say something. So I'll say something back to him. The idea that Biden should immediately leave office because he's incompetent, quote unquote, is just a ridiculous thing, right? So first of all, I don't know, Tom. Does Tom have one job or two jobs? As a senator, he's a paid politician, right? He doesn't have to do anything else, right? I think. But as somebody who has actually two jobs, I'm a president and an executive officer, and I have a couple other jobs that I do. It's I'm going to forget a thing or two because I'm really, really busy. I have a million things that I'm on top of, right? It doesn't mean that I'm senile or I'm having early dementia or any of those things. And actually, he made an excellent choice. He's had COVID now, I think the second or third time in 2 years. Because, like a president is supposed to, he's traveling around the world, meeting with foreign leaders all over the place and doing all kinds of things. And, you're going to catch COVID a few times if you travel around the world, I would imagine. Where's Tom Emmer traveling to? Probably not a whole lot of places outside of whatever district he represents here in Minnesota. But the point being is that, these people are speaking of stuff that they don't know anything about. Until you are actually in the role, you really don't know what the hell you're talking about, actually.
Well, I know,
and it's frustrating to me.
Well, he's famous for, and a lot of Republicans in this state are famous for voting against stuff, and then when it passed, and the area loves it, ceremony, and he takes credit for it, even though he voted against.
He gets around, he has a little parade, and he talks about when it's time for re-election time, he talks about all the things that he didn't vote for that were really popular and did really well in his district, and he takes credit for them. I don't
Right.
know that Tom Emmerich has actually passed anything meaningful actually within the last, I don't know how many years he's been in office. I haven't seen his
Well,
name attached to anything that's really meaningful.
I don't. I can think you can say that for every Republican. They're just against things. They're not-
Yeah, they're just against things. They're not really for anything. Except a lot of them seem to be for 2025, Project 2025, which I think is a really important thing for us to talk about. But and I think we can probably spend the next several months talking about that because it's really an important thing. I've been posting like links to Project 2025 on my Facebook page. Haven't really done it on LinkedIn yet because I kind of try to say that just for professional stuff. And I think one of the things that I would say is like, if you are a native person living anywhere along Turtle Island that is part of the contiguous 48 or even like in Hawaii or Alaska, you should be reading about the Project 2025 and you should know about the agenda that the Republican Party and specifically the Heritage Fund and our Heritage Group, rather, and then also specifically, what Trump has planned. These people are not friends of Native people. What they want to do is they want to undo sovereignty. They want to kill it, right? Because what happens as soon as sovereignty goes away?
Exactly.
The everlasting Indian problem goes away as well. And then there's also all the responsibilities that go with the treaties that have heretofore not been ever successfully implemented either. And, Trump is not a lover of Native people. Like, Casinos has, tanked his business, across Turtle Island and especially along the eastern seaboard. And he is not happy about that. And there's all kinds of reasons why a lot of Native people should not like him, should not be voting for him. I hear people say this to me all the time. Like, I like Trump. Like, I don't dislike him or like him. He's a dangerous man with a dangerous agenda, right? And I would say that the thing is that like he is specifically, thanks for the message here, Jessica. So let's just talk about what he's likely to do to public health. He's going to decimate public health and a bunch of other resources that the United States and the American people depend upon. I run a federally qualified healthcare center. There's about 17,000 of them across the United States. We are the safety nets of the healthcare system within the entire United States system. We're the primary care provider to almost 30 to 40% of the United States public. When he stepped into his role in 2016 as the new president, it was about the same time I was stepping into my role as the president or the CEO of NACC. And the first thing I faced in his administration was his failure and his unwillingness to renew federal funding for FQHCs or for community health centers across the United States. He kept kicking it down the line and would not get behind endorsing funding community health centers, which is the primary provider of healthcare services to the poor, right? And there are a number of other things. So he's going to one of the things I think that's really important is we played a really important role within responding to the pandemic, right? The people who were the most vulnerable and the most likely to die and the most likely to get sick and and end up in the hospital, end up dying from COVID are the people that we were serving. And we were doing that work at the tail end of his administration with one hand tied behind their back and a blindfold on because he also had no leadership. He wasn't taking any leadership in that entire process. So if it wasn't for the Biden administration and the Harris administration, we'd be in a different boat here.
Yep.
Had we not had that leader really helping to right the ship in that specific situation. So
not to mention
one of the things
killed 1 million people. 1 million people in the United States. Not in COVID.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Right. And remember, he was saying things publicly, encouraging people to do things try things that were not tested and true. Right. Telling people to drink bleach for God's sake. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Can I say that sorry.
I think that'll
hit the bleep button. Sorry. Well, why would they bleep that? He's an actual person that most people worship. So why would they bleep it? Except actually, never mind. Sorry. My apologies to those of you who are very religious. I respect your religiousness. I apologize for saying that. But I think the other thing I would say is, like, I looked at the list of people that they're vetting for her potential running mates, and our governor's on that list, on that short list. Governor,
Yes.
Governor Chin,
Wow.
Governor Walz, which I think would be
Phone number. I would have to
amazing,
write-
because if he were to be elected if he were to be her running mate and they got elected, wouldn't it mean he'd have to give up his governorship? And wouldn't it mean that the lieutenant governor would ascend?
Yep. It definitely would. And then we're good friends of hers, so I would be like that close.
Well, I mean, exactly. Like, maybe we'd get invited to the ball, but but more importantly, she's an Indigenous woman. She'd be the first Indigenous governor in the United States ever, which is amazing, right? Would be completely amazing. And then on top of that as well is just the idea of, like, she is an amazingly talented young woman who has done some amazing things in her short lifetime. She's much younger than I am. I think she's like probably 20 years younger than me, or maybe 15, who knows, but I know she's younger than me. I consider myself her elder.
Yeah.
But I think the point is that she has done some amazing things in her lifetime, and she has done some amazing things, not just for tribal communities here in Minnesota, but she's done some amazing things for all communities in Minnesota, which because she has a real strong equity lens, and she understands what equity means. Equity doesn't mean everybody gets some. Equity means, like, people who have historically and for generations been under-resourced and disenfranchised and left out of the support of our government and its resources to improve their lives, that they should get a little bit more attention than they've gotten in the past. She understands those things, and and she has said these things to me directly. She says, yes, I make sure I take care of our relatives, but from an Indigenous sense, everybody is our relative. And she also says, like, I'm the lieutenant governor for all of Minnesota, not just the Native people.
That's good.
And I think that's a hard pill for some of our relatives to swallow sometimes. We want her in there, duking it out on line 3 and those kinds of things. And that's not her job. Her job is to set policy and to do a few other things, right? So,
Right. Duking it out with line 3. Hey, that's us. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's our job to go duke it out about line 3.
Exactly. That's great. Well, whatever happens here, we really, I don't know, Wendy, I'm excited.
Listen, I think Walz is awesome. I think he's done an amazing job in Minnesota and has been a great governor. I'm just afraid that a lot of people out there in the United States really don't know who he is.
Don't know who he is, yeah.
I don't know if he has a lot of, national exposure. I mean, he could get it quick, and then people could get to know him, but I'm not sure everybody knows. If we were in Iowa and we said Governor Walz, would the people of Iowa say, "Oh yeah, that's the governor"?
They would know. They would know who he is, but I don't think anybody else would. But here's the other thing: is, like, I think Gavin Newsom would be great. He's a great leader. I think Ralph Warnock would be great. Would be great. I think some of the other governors, Gretchen Whitmer would be amazing, right? So yeah.
Gavin's got too seedy of a background.
Well,
right now.
Also, Kalama could not appoint Gavin because
You know who else has a seedy background here, Mr. Pilot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
if we're gonna sling mud, let's be fair here. Like,
you heard the geez.
Talk about a seedy's past.
Yes, that's what he was alluding to. Hey, Dr. Stately, thanks for coming on, man, and really great talking to you. We're excited again. We're re-energized here on Native Roots Radio.
I think it'll be really exciting. I mean, change has got to come. Period.
That's right. Right on. Thanks. Have a great week and great seeing you. And thanks for stopping in as usual.
You woman.
Right on. Native Roots Radio. Up next, Wendy in our Sacred Animal section. Ho-wah.
Stay with us. J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Bonjour, hello. My name is Wabin. I am an enrolled member of the White Earth Nation, descendant of the Navajo Nation, and co-chair of the Indigenous Employee Resource Group with the Minnesota Department of Transportation. MnDOT is hiring for a variety of positions from road maintenance to accounting and more. We offer great benefits. For more information or to set up a one-on-one resume and application assistance, visit mn.gov/careers, or you can text or call 612-257-2388. 612-257-2388.
Greg Bakken here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Wow, that was the best howl we've had in a long time, Wendy.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Hey, I want to introduce my awesome and beautiful wife, and she votes Democrat, and she talks about our sacred animals, and I learned so much from Wendy, and great to have you on.
Yeah, great to be here on a Monday. It's an unusual day for me. Hey, everybody. My name is Hanaji Hihani. That means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level. It's always my pleasure to do that. As many as most of you know, Robert and I live very close to the Mississippi River here in St. Paul. And oftentimes we see predator birds in our and around our backyard. So it's not unusual for us to go out there sometime and see, an eagle flying around or a hawk on our fence, waiting for a little chippy to show up. But I found this article, which I gave me a lot of information that I don't know. And it says here, can hawks, owls, and other, this is from Georgia birds lift and carry away small dogs? And here's what to know. And this is an article, let's see, from GPB. So it's for Georgia, July 17th, 2024. And this is written by Sunday Rose. So it may sound far-fetched to believe your pet could be carried off by a larger bird, but it can and does happen. In fact, Georgia is home to the main culprits when it comes to pet abductions.
Whoa.
Yeah. Robert and I were walking our dogs one day, our two Chihuahuas, Mickey and Pancho, down on Cleveland Avenue right here in McRoveland, St. Paul, when all of a sudden, and I swear this happened, we saw an eagle flying pretty low above our heads. And when we were like, wow, what is that eagle doing so low? All of a sudden, it came down and swooped down and grabbed a poor little squirrel that was trying to cross the street and flew away with the squirrel. I could not believe my eyes.
It's still trauma, and for you to bring that up, that
I
was
know,
crazy.
it was crazy. So there are several species of hawks, owls, and eagles that are common to the area and can carry up to half to 2/3 their body weight. This means pets smaller than 12 pounds are in the most danger.
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
I couldn't believe that. Yes, that means pets smaller than 12 pounds
crazy.
are in
Would've
most.
been swooped up.
Wanda, our little dog Wanda, is 9.8. Both her and I just gained some weight recently, so she might be up to 10 pounds right now. But I know Wanda, I told Wanda, mommy and you have to go on a diet. But we really, because we were
You eat
away
healthy,
and we were eating and we were kind of lazy. And I hurt my back, so I didn't get to exercise. But anyway, yeah. So although most pets are too large for the birds to actually carry off, it doesn't stop them from trying. Right. And the threat is real, but highly unlikely. And there are precautions that pet parents can take to limit the risk. Now, I don't know if this is going to be on the list or not, but a friend of mine who lived out, I can't remember where she lived, but anyway, her little dog, she had vests that when they went out had spikes on them.
What?
Yeah, she would put the dogs out in the backyard. Danielle
from up in Lindstrom?
She wasn't in Lindstrom.
Chicago?
Chicago. Yeah, she lived on a big piece of property. And when she let her dogs out, she used to have little vests on them that had spikes so that the predator birds couldn't come down and get them. But here it is. Create protected outdoor area using netting or install covered enclosures.
Oh my God.
Right? Prune your trees, branches near your pet's favorite area. This discourages birds from perching nearby. Don't leave pet food outside and remove bird feeders. We have a bird feeder outside. Clear your yard of debris to discourage other critters from congregating. If the bird can't get to that mouse, it will get to your pet.
I gotta interrupt you. We lost Haley because of a storm, and look how dark it is out now.
Wow.
She lost power.
Oh my gosh.
And
that
it's
is
like
crazy.
midnight right now. But if
It
we
does
end up
look like
losing
midnight.
everyone, we're gonna go down to the basement.
Oh, wow.
And we
Look,
still have those
so I have
chairs.
this app. I think everybody should get this app. I'm going to tell you about this app. It's a free
Oh my
app.
God, look how red it
Listen,
is.
it's called Rain Aware. Rain Aware. It's a free app. You go on it, and what it does is you have to have your locator on, of course. So it gets your latitude and longitude, and it knows your exact spot where you are. I just got an update on my phone right near severe weather, St. Paul, severe thunderstorm warning till 6:30 p.m. And it tells you this will tell you it's going to be raining.
Storm starting any minute, it says.
For those of you who can watch us on Facebook, it has a color coding. So light rain is like light blue. Heavier rain is green. And then it goes, yellow, orange is more heavy. Red is very bad. And then there's fuchsia.
Ooh, I just heard thunder.
I've only seen it once on fuchsia. And then
Haley's still alive. Look at, she made it
good,
back.
That's good. So it'll it'll tell you how long the rain will last. It updates every minute, so you know right to the minute wherever you are. Rain Aware, put it on your phone. It's gotten me out of getting soaked on dog walks and so on and so forth.
Haley, are you still alive out there? And
I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, we lost power. Power came back on, but our Wi-Fi is still out. So I just hopped on from my phone here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Well, we'll talk. It's about 5 minutes. We'll take that out of your pay.
Yeah, right. I know. I didn't see this coming. I didn't know it was supposed to rain today.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so dark here, and the wind. Look at the wind; it's crazy out here
Oh,
in St.
wow.
Paul.
It's
Yeah, it's dark
As
out.
soon as the show's over, we're going to the basement. I just have a feeling Wendy's got a clean space down there now.
I do. You know, the last storm we had, I went down there underneath our steps and I cleaned it all out, and I put 2 chairs.
Micah
and
wanted to throw away those chairs.
so
I said,
you could,
no.
that's our storm. That's where we sit when a storm comes. Yeah, so it's really bad. So other things that you can do with your pets to help them not get picked up by raptors, these birds of prey, consider a raptor shield or spiked vest for your pet. It is on the list. It is on the list. I wasn't even sure this was
Like
on the list. Yes.
Warrior West.
And then beware of nesting
Jack.
season. And this really, this article is specific to Georgia. And I don't know why. Maybe they have bigger eagles and owls and raptors there than we do here in St. Paul. But we did see that squirrel lifted up and taken away. So just keep your pet safe. I do check outside when we're out with Wanda and our other dogs. I have in the past, and I've always worried. I never let them outside without them being supervised.
Hey, with the last 10 seconds, tell people about the storm here. Give us an update quick on that iPhone of yours. And I just want to say before you jump in, we're still here. We are the 7th generation. This has been Native Roots Radio, Wendy.
Okay, rain aware. Get it on your phone. For the next 20 minutes, we are in the red. So that means heavy, heavy rain.
Hey, we're still here. We are the 7th generation.
Free Leonard Peltier.
Now. Maybe Biden will, now that he's a lame duck.
Oh.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
At Better Futures Minnesota, we support Minnesota's environment by working towards zero waste.